WJTS News. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam reporting. We start our newscast off with a local fire. A structure fire occurred at approximately 10:20 p.m. last night east of St. Anthony on Highway 64 at 5345 Indiana 64. We will update the story as more information becomes available. The National Veterinary Services Lab performed tests on carcasses of birds collected from Gibson County to confirm positive cases of avian influenza. Roughly 700 birds, primarily snow geese and other water birds, were found deceased. Avian influenza has been confirmed in snow geese and other water birds from western Gibson County. Diagnostic testing on carcasses collected there was done at the National Veterinary Services Lab. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources, with federal and private partnerships, has increased observation of birds through Indiana. On December 11th, a commercial flock in Daviess County tested presumptive positive for the H5 avian influenza virus. Samples will be tested at the National USDA Laboratory in Iowa for confirmation. A 10-kilometer control area, a 10-kilometer surveillance zone has been established. The last confirmed positive highly pathogenic avian influenza case in Indiana occurred September 1st, 2022, when a small non-commercial flock in Elkhart County tested positive for the F5 avian influenza virus. Indiana State Board of Animal Health staff will be reaching out to flock owners within the surveillance zone to offer testing. Indiana's Torchbearer Award is presented annually at the state's Mental Health and Addiction Symposium. The honor is reserved for citizens who have proven to be a catalyst for change in their respective fields. These individuals have continued to invest in their communities, becoming leaders despite what obstacles they face to create a legacy. Janet Schnell is no different. Following the death of their brother and son in 1996, Janet, her mother Mary Lou, and sister Denise established the Survivors of Suicide group. The state and federally recognized nonprofit organization serves to offer support for suicide loss survivors, increase awareness and understanding of depression, and to provide evidence-based suicide prevention training. During her presidency, Janet earned a master's degree in social work from the University of Southern Indiana. Her contribution to state and federal mental health policies helped develop mental health training for schools. She continues to advocate for better suicide prevention practices and training throughout the country. Mental Health America, the Indiana Division of Mental Health, and Indiana University of Psychiatry partnered to hold this year's symposium. The celebration honored 82 nominees who showed exemplary efforts in their chosen fields. Janet acknowledged the love and support she receives from her family, friends, and board members of survivors of suicide during her acceptance speech. For more information about survivors of suicide Dubois County, contact them on Facebook or via email at onesuicidesurvivor@gmail.com. If you are thinking about suicide or are worried about someone, please text or call the National Crisis Lifeline at 988. A fallen Heritage Hills graduate's passion for mechanics endures beyond the tragic accident that claimed his life. On November 7, 2019, the Spencer County Sheriff's Dispatch Center received a report of an accident between Fulda and New Boston. One occupant of an involved Pontiac passenger vehicle, later identified as Hunter Grolick, was deceased at the scene. Hunter was a 2013 graduate of Heritage Hills High School before continuing higher education at the University of Northwestern Ohio, where he graduated in 2015. Hunter worked as a field service manager at Crown Lift Trucks of Evansville. He married the love of his life, Nicole, on May 18, 2019. Nicole Wilkerson, Hunter's widow, along with his parents, Mark and Carla, and sister Mariah, have made it their mission to continue Hunter's legacy by creating the Hunter Grolick Memorial Scholarship. Each year, a graduating Heritage Hills student carrying a 2.5 GPA or higher, with plans to continue their education in auto or diesel mechanics, is chosen to receive $1,000 directly to their institution of choice. The ideal candidate has strong work ethic, has a desire to help others, and passion for mechanics. This year's fundraiser will take place on January 7, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time at Mariah Hill Conservation Club. Tickets for dinners including a quarter grilled chicken, potatoes, baked beans, slaw, and bread are available to purchase for $12 each. These tickets must be presented at the time of meal pickup. T-shirts featuring a design inspired by Hunter's description of himself for an 8th grade assignment are also available. The cost is $20 for sizes small through extra large and $22 for extra extra large. If enough interest is expressed in toddler sizes 2T through 5T, as well as youth small through extra large, they will be made available for $15 each. Orders for shirts may be placed now for guaranteed pickup on the day of the dinner. Meal tickets and shirts can be purchased by contacting Nicole Wilkerson at 812-639-2562 or on Facebook, as well as by text message or voicemail to Carla Grolick at 812-630-4022. St. Joseph Church in Jasper was built by immigrants for immigrants over 100 years ago and recently reopened its doors after extensive renovation for the past almost 2 years. Here's our very own Bill Potter with the story.
Studies for the St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Jasper renovation began in 2017, and the work began in 2021, beginning with the work on the exterior of the church. The renovation cost is just under $10 million, and the money is raised through the Our Time Capital campaign. Saturday, December 10th, found the church open to the public and parishioners with a special dedication mass. Father John Brosmer talks about the renovation and now the reopening and what it means to the faith community.
I believe if you look at this as just a landmark for the community, and just to come back into this building, their spirits are alive. You know, that to come back into this building, what their ancestors built, and to be here and to celebrate in this church. If you look going up the aisle there, and it all leads to the altar, and where we have the sacrifice, and we were all gathered to there. And to celebrate together. But I think just the people being in here, just the environment, being back in the church, it's just will be that joy and that love to be back in the church.
The co-chairperson of the renovation committee, Alan Huffman, reviews components of the renovation.
On the outside, we ground out all of the mortar joints and put new mortar in it. There was some facing on the stones that had to be taken out, and then a face cover put over it, and then all new mortar joints put in. So I mean the exterior was, and then we cleaned it, the whole exterior. On the inside, well, we started with addressing on the inside. We basically touched every inch here as well. We built a new gathering room wall. And so this was built for welcoming people, welcoming parishioners or guests, and then separating this welcoming area from the sacred space. Because, when you come in before, there was an area here, but there was no separation. And, people, they would, there'd be somebody praying, and you'd see people turning around because it got kind of noise. So this really separates the sacred space from the welcoming area. And then we put in, we ended up taking up the entire floor, all the concrete, and we had a tunnel around the interior of the whole church, and that tunnel was filled back in, and then we had to dig a new trench down the center of the church, and it was major. It looked pretty rough, so.
One of the things I noticed right away was the pews seem to have more room.
Yes, they do. Actually, our pews, we are using our old early 1900s pew ends. That we have new white oak seats and backs. So we're very pleased, and we have most of them here, but we have a few that are coming up this next week yet. So, but they really, we extended the seats. We've grown since the early 1900s, so the seats are wider, and then we also tilted the back, so they're much more comfortable.
Parishioners of St. Joe's Catholic Church in Jasper have been holding services in Kundak Hall in the Parish Center. Contributions for the Our Time Capital campaign are still being accepted. I'm Bill Potter reporting for the news.
Please contact the St. Joseph's Parish Center to make arrangements for giving to the Capital campaign. WJTS TV 18 will air the recorded dedication mass on Wednesday evening, December 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep your televisions tuned here to 18 WJTS as our very own Brian Schwenk visits the Dubois County Humane Society this week to visit the best dressed dog I've ever seen, Addison. We'll be right back.